the TSA, essential personnel, so they are working, but they're working without a paycheck. So look for longer lines as employees call in sick. The same with air traffic control. They will work, but again, without pay. Flights could even be more delayed. Waiting on a tax refund, grant, patent, federally backed loan, or license to arrive from any federal agency, forget it until the shutdown's over. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. There's a new way to keep your home safe. It's called Simply Safe. It's completely different from what you think of when I say home security. You see, typical security systems don't prevent someone from entering your home. They only react when someone is already there, and that's too late. Real security stops a crime before it starts. That's why over 4 million Americans trust Simply Safe to keep their homes and their families safe. The moment someone steps onto your property, AI security cameras identify the threat and alert Simply Safe's professional monitoring agents, and they act immediately, confronting the criminal, and if they need to, trigger sirens and spotlights and dispatch the police. Simply Safe is like having your own personal security guard. And with a 60-day money-back guarantee and no long-term contracts, Simply Safe earns your business by keeping you and your family safe and satisfied every single day. Get 50% off your new Simply Safe system right now by going to simplysafekim.com. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday here on Talkback on KSYL. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell, and we're looking forward to talking with you today here on the BOM Bank Talk Line at 318-442-8255, and looking forward to just a good day today. Stephen, how are you this morning?
Good. How's it going?
Good. I just noticed your coffee mug has Baby Yoda on it.
Oh, yeah. Someone gave me this.
This is the way? Is that something that...
That's what they say in the show.
Oh, okay.
Do you really want to go down the lore of The Mandalorian, Star Wars? I'll give you a full rundown.
I was good after the first 3.
Yeah, they were good.
They could have stopped there.
Yeah, but the new news shows are not very good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And I'm a huge Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
But I'll just wait till the movie comes out.
I did like Rogue One, though. That was a good movie.
Most people like that one.
Yeah.
If you like the original 3.
Yeah.
It's like a serious, more original 3.
That's true. Yeah.
Very good movie.
It was good. All right. Well, big day for Major League Baseball today. We have 3 wild card playoff round series that will be determined today. A best of 3 series. Last night, the Dodgers finished off the Reds. It's almost like the team with 3 times the amount of salary can beat the team with a third the amount of salary, but that's what happened last night. But today you've got the Guardians hosting the Tigers. That game starts around noon. Should be a fun one. And that'll be followed by the Cubs and the Padres. And the winner will take on my Brewers. I don't want to wish the Cubs to win, but I kind of want to see a Brewers-Cubs divisional series. That would be a lot of fun. And then we have Yankees-Red Sox. Best of 3 will be decided tonight. So a lot of sports drama to happen today.
You're excited?
A little bit, yeah. Looking forward to it.
How mad would you be if the Cubs knocks you out of the playoffs?
Oh, that would be like the worst.
Be your worst nightmare.
It really would. It really would. But
I haven't watched any yet. I saw the Guardians and Tigers at the gym a little bit.
Yeah.
I still hate the name Guardians.
Oh, it's so stupid.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. I was talking to Dr. Johnson, our president at LCU. He served as the chaplain for the Guardians when he was pastoring a church in Ohio. And it was during the time where the Indians made the World Series. And he said that when they changed the name, the people that protested the most were actually Native Americans. Yeah. They wanted the name.
Even if you had to change the name Indians,
yeah,
just the Guardians sucks. Like there's so many names you could have came up with.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you name a baseball team, Al, if you could?
What would I name a baseball team? That's a good question. I really haven't thought about it.
Oh, you should. You've all the things you thought about baseball.
Yeah, I would leave them like they were.
The Brewers.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be the Brewers.
It is the best name when you really think about it.
The Brewers, the Humps, the Barleys.
Yeah.
I'd be the Blue Ribbons.
The Blue Ribbons. There you go.
That's a good baseball name.
That would be a good baseball name.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently in England, a blue ribbon means second place, though.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, that good thing it ain't England.
They're used to being second compared to us, though.
I guess so.
We got high school football tonight. The Menard Eagles will be hosting Buckeye, the Panthers. We should have the Squirrel Bowl coming up soon, right? It's not tonight because it would be at Buckeye if it were, but
Hunt and see. What does it start in October or November?
I think it's usually October.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For squirrel season, right?
Yeah. So that's going on.
When does
We also have
start?
at the NFL tonight. I think tonight is the Rams and 49ers. Do you like watching the Thursday games? Do you watch them? You don't have Amazon Prime.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I just don't watch it.
You just don't watch them.
Uh,
If the Cowboys were on, would you?
Yes. I only watch the Cowboys. That's my only sports viewing.
Really?
That's all I have
That's
time
it?
for.
Huh. That's true. You're a very busy guy.
Well, I try and use it other ways. I'm not against it. It's just I've spent so much of my life watching game after game after game.
Today also is National Audiophile Day. Make sure we say that right. Audiophile.
Oh, I think squirrel season starts the 5th, this Saturday. So maybe
Oh,
the
I
Squirrel
guess-
Bowl is Friday.
I guess. Well, no, it would be. They always play it on Thursday, but usually I thought it was at Buckeye. But according to Senlaw Preps, that game is at Menard today. So.
I
So,
don't know.
yeah.
Maybe they're doing it into squirrel season.
And it seems like a lot of years it is Menard and Buckeye that play each other for that. So I don't know. Someone knows they can.
Someone
give
let
a
us
call.
know.
Yeah. I just know they're playing tonight.
You ever gone squirrel hunting?
I remember when I was a kid. One time I was with my friends. We had our BB guns, and we were shooting a squirrel, and we killed it, and I felt bad.
Yeah, you felt horrible, didn't you?
Then I didn't want to do it anymore. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah, we used to squirrel hunt when I was a kid.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of gun did you use as a kid?
That was a 20 gauge, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With your dad?
Well, my grandpa. My
Your
dad
grandpa.
didn't really hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big hunter. Like everyone where I'm from hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Usually deer hunting. It's like a huge deal.
Oh, sure.
Duck
Yeah.
hunting.
Yeah.
It's just my family who is from Louisiana. They just never really cared.
Yeah.
They didn't really fish either. I'd fish all the time.
Now, I did a lot of fishing growing up. My dad was big time into fishing, and we would go all the time because that was, back when folks didn't have a ton of money, and that was a pretty inexpensive activity to do.
Mm-hmm. My family from Louisiana, they didn't really spend their free time. It was just playing basketball or something.
Yeah.
They were really into sports.
Yeah, as I got more into, sports like that, and then the fishing kind of went down. When I lived in northern Wisconsin, I would go fishing quite a bit. And since I moved down here, I think I've only gone fishing like once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I can't conceive of fishing in brown water. I just can't. I
Really?
just won't do it. It's
You ain't
weird.
gonna eat any good catfish.
I know. Well, I don't eat fish anyway, but
I love fishing.
yeah.
I see people fishing off of Versailles
Mm-hmm.
in those little
Oh yeah.
ponds or lakes, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We used to have in Shreveport, we had a big retention pond in the middle of the apartment complex.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
would stock it with fish.
Oh, that's cool.
And people would fish all the time, like right outside our window, nonstop. I just wouldn't dare
Yeah.
eat it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to fish.
Yeah.
That's just kind of my thing.
Well, when I lived in northern Wisconsin for a few years, I lived on a lake. So just,
The Great Lake?
it wasn't a great lake. No, it was like, I don't remember how many acres, but it was fairly sizable. And just wake up, and go down to the dock and just catch a few northern, let them go.
Dock of the bay.
Then my friends would, over the winter, they would want to come up and then the ice was frozen over the lake and we would drill holes in it and set up what they call tip-ups. And it has like a little flag, so if the fish is on the hook, it just flips up.
I always saw those news stories from like Wisconsin or Minnesota where they were ice fishing.
Yeah.
That was always a thing. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Never do it here, I guess.
Ice fishing is the most fun kind of in the spring when the ice is still thick, but you get like a 55-degree day and you can be out there and it's actually decent. as opposed to like trying to do it when it's 20 below. That's not so much fun.
Yeah, and you see all the guys out there like, we just put our beers in the on the ground next to us.
Yeah. Well, they have like little shanties that they set up on the ice, and then they'll have like a heater in there. But then if they forget to take them off, the ice melts and then they fall in the water.
I don't think I'd be a very good ice climate person, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
No, you're more of a warm weather guy.
Yeah, I had to take the dog out last night. I'm like, it's a little too chilly.
What, 80?
79.
You need to thicken up your skin, boy.
That's not my thing.
No, it's not.
I'm not a big
Speaking of your
cold
thing,
guy.
we missed it yesterday. We had such a busy show yesterday. Yesterday was National Pumpkin Spice Day. Your day.
Oh, shoot.
I know.
I haven't had one this year. We went to Books A Million last night because I like to take Sophia
Yeah.
to just run around. And she was pumped to be there. Like, she found these little school bus books and stuff. And so she was singing at the top of her lungs the school bus song. And I just don't, when they're two, you can't really, shh, you try.
How does the school bus song go?
Like the wheels on the bus go around.
Oh,
that song.
Oh, tell me you recorded that.
No, we didn't this time.
What?
I had my hands full with her stuff and then my hands full with the caramel frappe.
Yeah.
Because I never get stuff like that. I was like, I'm going to get a nice caramel frappe. It was really good. I love Books A Million. They redid it since I left. It's really nice.
My granddaughter, who is Sophie's age.
Just a tiny bit younger.
Yeah, Sophie's what, 3 or 4 months older?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. She loves books too. And Mark, my son-in-law, sent me a text the other day. They were at the library. And he was cracking up the books that she picked out. One was called Mike Huckabee's Can't Wait Until Christmas. She just randomly picked this book out. And the other book was A Map for Palestine. Like, I guess, a Palestine?
Palestine?
Yeah, why Palestine can't be found on a map.
Oh, my God.
Like, who writes a kid's book on that, by the way? But she just happened to pick out, you talk about two extremes. Mike Huckabee on one hand. That's funny, isn't it?
It is. And one thing I was proud of the other day, but sort of annoyed because we were trying to get stuff done around the house. We really don't turn on the TV very often, but if we do, it's like, okay, we have to get some stuff done that we both have to do. And we would turn on YouTube, put on her little kids' learning shows, and she just goes and gets her books and ignores the TV. And I was annoyed. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. She just wants to read. She doesn't want to look at the TV.
Good. That is good.
It's good.
That's what you want. Got to limit that screen time.
It's very good. And she likes the ones where it's, it has the image and then the word at the bottom, and she'll just tell us what each one is.
Aw.
So, I know y'all didn't tune in to hear about my kids' reading habits, but we'll get to the news, I promise.
It's funny because when I was a kid, or even like my mom or grandparents, you might see like 1 or 2 pictures of them when they were little. But it's like, can you imagine our kids in 50 years, or when they're showing their grandkids the pictures of them?
Their whole lives are going to be documented.
It's like, yeah, I think Norm Macdonald had a joke about that at one point.
I was thinking about that the other day because we were trying to find baby pictures of my wife.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any. I think the youngest she is like 4.
Wow.
Yeah. So we never know what she looked like.
What, do they not have cameras in Venezuela?
They did. I just, I don't know. Her mom had 5 kids. Maybe they just misplaced it or something.
And she's one of the younger ones, right?
She's middle.
Okay. Because usually what happens is like the first 1 or 2, you take tons of pictures, at least back then. And then as you add more, it's like, okay, well.
She's 3 of 5.
3 of 5. Right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have middle child syndrome?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. She sure does. I said we could just put your picture in the AI and figure out what you look like as a baby.
That would probably work.
Yeah.
It probably would.
Get close to it.
Yeah. Crazy stuff with AI. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get into some more serious topics with you here on a Thursday Talkback.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Microsoft is making a move in a bid to better compete against OpenAI's ChatGPT, even as it has a partnership with OpenAI. Microsoft announced a higher price tier of Microsoft 365 that will include an integrated chatbot and AI features such as image generation, alongside the current package of Word, Excel, Outlook, and other Office apps. The new Microsoft 365 Premium will cost $19.99 a month. That's a penny less than ChatGPT GPT Plus and the soon-to-be discontinued Copilot Pro. Bloomberg has learned that OpenAI has completed a deal allowing current and former employees to sell about $6.6 billion worth of shares in the company at a $500 billion valuation. That secondary sale vaults the ChatGPT maker ahead of Elon Musk's SpaceX to become the world's most valuable startup. Futures have been mixed this morning after the S&P and the Dow reached new records yesterday. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Thursday. Should be a nice day if you don't mind the possibility of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance of that. Sunny skies, afternoon highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Tonight, we'll see the overnight lows into partly cloudy skies down to 65. And then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine each day with the afternoon highs near 88. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
And welcome back, everyone. Alan Stephen with you here on a Thursday morning on Talkback. And we've talked quite a bit this week about the school shooting threats that have come in, and most of those happening in Rapides Parish. But we also had a similar incident occur this week down in Avoyelles Parish. And joining us to talk more about that this morning is the sheriff from Avoyelles Parish, David Dozat. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Doing fine.
Glad to have you on. Thank you so much for calling in. So you have a juvenile in custody following a social media threat that was made to Avoyelles School.
That's correct. We arrested a 13-year-old juvenile in reference to threatening to cause harm to blow up the school.
Do you think this is somewhat affiliated with the stuff happening in Rapides Parish? Are they connected, or is it a separate copycat type incident?
No, it's a separate incident.
So we've been seeing a lot of this across Rapides Parish the past couple of weeks, several instances. I know you guys have probably been thinking that it could kind of meander over in your area. Would you like to see stricter rules or laws when it comes to enforcing this type of thing? What is something that can be done without, I guess, the constant mass hysteria surrounding it?
Yeah, well, we already have laws in place for that, with the terrorizing law, and anytime you cause disruption or, fear, like I said, so the laws are in place. We just need the conviction part of it, there has to be a consequence. If not, it's going to continue to happen. And then, look, it probably starts in the home, as a parent. You should keep track of your kids, if they have social media accounts, or maybe shouldn't have social media accounts. But if they do, they should monitor that and stay on top of things. We see a lot of juveniles, especially today, with pictures of money and guns, and you can't tell me mom doesn't know that, or dad. Somebody's got to pay attention. And when you get a negative result, it shouldn't be a shock. But like I said, you also have that. Then you have on the school side, you have the teachers and administrators that have to do their part. Us, we have to do our part. If we're going to arrest somebody, we have to do a good report to make it stand up in court. And then you have the judicial system, that needs to take care of their part. So we all have to work together. One approach that we took just so happened about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I met with the school board, and we did an emergency preparedness meeting for things like this, whether, it'd be an active shooter or a bomb threat or whatever it may be. And one of the topics of discussion, it just so happened this was a bomb threat, but I talked about it, and, I said, look, you've been in school for a couple of months, whatever it is, and, we talk about everybody get panics when they hear a bomb threat. But the deal is Who's at school at night? Nobody. So someone can go every night of the week and put a bomb in there, but you go to school thinking it's fine, right? So, so what we did to take a proactive approach, and I gave that to the school board about 2 to 3 weeks before this, is, hey, police officers have more of a security mind. So why can't you develop, a staff, janitors, plus if you have a school resource officer, before the kids get there in the morning, go check the school. There's numerous homeless people throughout the United States. Who's to say one won't sneak into school and go in the bathroom and God forbid, a small kid go in there and then harm him, So go in the schools, go before school, go check your schools out, go walk the halls, go walk the gym, go walk the field house, check everything out. That way, at 8 o'clock, if there is a bomb threat, 8:15, 8:30, because usually it's in the mornings, it's already been cleared. We could still send a explosive dog in there to run it, but it's mostly the kids doing it to disrupt. Either they don't want to take a test, they're supposed to fight with somebody, they're avoiding a fight or retaliation of some sort for another school. It's not going to stop anytime soon. So we're trying to take precautions, proactive, things we can do to resolve that and help with it. That way it's we work through it instead of panic and cause disruption. So
I don't know what you can tell us, but the specific instance over in Avoyelles Parish, did the suspect say it was a prank? What was it, a legitimate threat? What can you tell us?
Well, I can't get into that. The subject did give a confession, a good confession. However, it's even if we feel the case is, pretty much closed, we still leave it open because you don't know, there might be an accomplice with that person, somebody that acted with that person or not. So like I said, it's pretty much shut. It was just basically, a random deal. That was probably a personal reason for it. I can't get into that too much, but I mean, it wasn't nothing, nothing major. It was just kids being kids sometimes. But like I said, there needs to be consequences. It causes a lot of problems. It interferes with the disruption of class. The teachers, the parents panicking, having to keep their kids home. Some get, scared to keep their kids home. And look, we worked until, even if we had it somewhat closed at, in the evening and night, but we still worked till after midnight on this case, overtime. And it causes a lot of problems. And that's why the consequences come in. And, if you can get a consequence and that particular child gets dealt with, then hopefully it won't ever happen again. And then, and that's the part of the dispositions, maybe where the media could play a role in it and say, hey, this kid ended up getting 1 year in a juvenile facility or, whatever that may be. But at least there's a disposition to it, not just a bomb threat part of it. Like, let's finish it and try to get a disposition on it. That way kids could see that and, man, I don't want to go to juvenile facility. Or maybe they court ordered not to get on social media for a year. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that's not the sheriff and the municipalities that work these type of incidents, chiefs of police. Their job is the enforcement part of it. Once we find, okay, a law has been broken, we effect an arrest, hopefully, and then after that, it's out of our hands. It goes to the judicial system. So that part of it is up to them, not the sheriffs and stuff or the chiefs.
We're talking with Avoyelles Parish Sheriff David Dozat, talking about an incident that they had in their parish this week for Avoyelles High School, and a 13-year-old arrested in connection to that incident. Does your parish, do you utilize resource officers in your school like they do in Rapides?
Yes, sir. I do have some resource officers, not in every school, but we do have them, especially in the high schools. And like I said, there are some elementaries that have them, but it's in municipalities, and they kind of cover that port. But the sheriff's office takes care of the high school.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's good to hear. Do you ever foresee a day where maybe the parish would do, kind of like we had up here, where there's a special tax passed that would fund more of that sort of thing?
I think at this point, even if we pass a tax, I don't think we could find enough post-certified officers to do it. I think every department is short, and we would like to, because the school board participates, and assist with the salaries and stuff like that, So it's definitely something we'd love to do. It's just we don't have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
What is one of the main roadblocks when it comes to hiring officers in your department? Because I know it's an issue all across the state and the country.
Yeah, I would say several factors. I guess it's a calling, of someone that wants to just try to do the right thing. Because some people it's about the money, some it's not. I think the one thing that faces a problem now is, why would I want to be a police officer if I can go to prison, on a split-second decision? Because if you look at, statistics nationwide, there's so many more uses of force now. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, why is that? Is I don't know. Is it just the lack of consequence? Repeat offenders where they say, hey, I'm not going to jail. I don't want to go back to jail. But, like I said, it's not a good time to be a police officer, unfortunately. Like I said, there's still some, including myself, that do it because it's the right thing to do. And if we don't do it, then can you imagine what the world would be like? And we don't want to see, we care about the communities, we care about our families, and we like to see good things, prevail. And but like I said, without consequences, that's not going to happen. And it's as simple as resisting arrest. It's just don't fight us. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, arrest us. No one will ever get hurt.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's just that simple,
Absolutely.
And go to court, and guess what? They, do your deal, get out, or whatever, get your court date, and you may win. Who knows? Police are not perfect. They make mistakes in arrest and go to the judicial system with it. But like I said, it's not that. It's and if you look at it, I would say probably really really a high number of police-related incidents or repeat offenders.
Yes.
People that should have been stayed incarcerated and were out. And were convicted felons, and they're carrying firearms, and so it's tough. But like I said, years ago, when I became a trooper, there were thousands of applicants. Now you're probably not getting. You're probably not even getting 1,000. And you probably get 300-400, and that's if they can pass a background. So it's hard, we and it's hard. It's just like a dispatcher, something as simple as a dispatcher. You can hire anybody. You think anyone could be a dispatcher, but you have to be able to multitask. I couldn't be a dispatcher. It's too busy. But I'm saying, thank God we all different, because that's why the world succeeds.
Yes,
but it's tough. It's tough to find police officers right now. Just talking to local sheriffs. We've even brought our numbers down in our jail because we can't find enough correctional officers. We have to manage it correctly, and we have to keep our numbers down until we can find enough personnel. And I'm actually building a jail to help with that. That way, the jail's going to make it a lot safer, which I'll get probably more applicants because it's a lot safer environment. So.
Sure. Well, Sheriff, thank you so much for taking time. I know you're a busy guy, and we appreciate the update on what happened this week and look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir, you too. That's Sheriff David Dozot from Avoyelles Parish. We'll take a break.
KSYL.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Sinla's best at Bricado's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricado's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
All right, quick break. We're back. And so kind of continuing on that note, a lot of the news this week has been concerning the threats to schools and such. And we want to remind you that happening at noon today in front of the Rapides Parish School Board, which is on 6th Street in downtown Alexandria, there is a call to fasting and prayer event, as Pastor Nathan Martin will be leading this. And I see the list that he has right now. He's got about 15 people, various pastors from around the community who are planning to be there as well. Or if they can't be there, they're offering their full support. Nathan says that the gathering should last about 30 minutes. They'll start around 12:10 to allow people to travel from work to lunch. They'll also have Octavia, our good friend there. She'll be providing some singing, some music, and they think it'll last maybe 30 minutes or so. That's happening again at noon today downtown at the school board office. Also want to remind you that there is a Stop the Violence rally happening tonight that starts at 6 o'clock at the Convention Hall, which is at the Alexandria City Hall. And the featured speaker for that will be State Treasurer John Fleming.
He is running for senator.
Yes.
U.S. Senator.
Senate. Yes.
Yeah, it's good to see all the faith leaders be proactive and, come together, show a sign of unity, and, hopefully that'll spur some action as well, whatever we can do, whether it's mentoring or helping our young people across the area. Going back to what some of the sheriff was saying, and I've said it before, we might want to start looking at laws to prohibit young people from utilizing social media. I know it's probably not popular.
Right.
And I hate to be the guy that's like, video games are causing all this, but it's at some point when you're bombarded with God knows what on the internet, violence, certain rhetoric, certain images, certain conversations.
Yeah.
It just desensitizes us, dehumanizes other people. And I think it's becoming a problem.
It's interesting that an app like TikTok here in the United States, kids have pretty much unfettered access to anything they want if they have an app like that one, or Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But in China, for example, the young people that have TikTok, the version they have, they only see like educational videos and patriotic videos.
Yeah.
And I remember CBS doing a story on this a time ago, and they said the result of that is in China, the number one goal for young people, career aspiration, is astronaut. In America, the number one goal is influencer. It kind of tells you.
I mean, TikTok can be a dark place. All of them can be a dark place. And it used to be one of the Republicans' main enemies in the country until it wasn't. And I know they're trying to fix some of that. And I think Trump realized to help him win an election, he thinks possibly.
Right.
It probably did in some ways.
Yeah, no question.
I used to use TikTok a lot. And I try not to be conspiracy minded. And I think you have a good point. Almost like every 5 videos or so, it's about how great China is. Like, people are lying to you about China. Look how nice the streets are. Look how beautiful the cities are. But it wasn't like a one-off. It would be almost every time that I would log in.
Wow.
And I'm not really clicking on how great China is.
Yeah.
And saying, like, here in America, we were wrong about everything. That our country's a crap hole. And look how nice China is.
Wow.
And I'm sure China's better in some ways with maybe some infrastructure. That might be possibly true. But there is some sort of propaganda wing, I'm sure, with TikTok.
No question. And of course, now President Trump oversaw the sale of TikTok, and it's going to be more American-owned and that sort of thing. So,
who is going to own it again?
I'd have to do some research on that, but I think ByteDance, the company that currently owns it, will still maintain like a 20% stake, but it's supposed to be American ownership. Let me look that up. Let's go to a phone call in the meantime. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I guess TikTok worked on Tim Walz. He believes they're a good place. I agree that social media is a daunting problem, but the sharing of ideas, it facilitates a quicker sharing of ideas, and it just amplifies the fallen nature of man. But I'm old, and I remember in the early 70s, when I was in 8th grade, so I was 13, so that's like 76. We went a week one time where every day, right after roll was taken in first hour or in homeroom, somebody called in a bomb scare. And they eventually caught the guy with the kid that wasn't ready for it. We had a test, and that kid wasn't ready for it. He called in, and he put that test off for a week. Now, I don't know if he ever stayed to take the test or not, but, this has been happening a long time, bomb threats and bomb scares, especially after the 60s. There was a lot of real bombs in the 60s. I sympathize with your struggle to, it seems like, take away social media and things might be better. They might be for a little while, but it's the nature of man.
No, I agree. And I think we'll still have issues, but I think that we're in a whole new level when it comes to consumption of media and the stuff that kids, if they have unfettered access, it's just they're going down some dark places.
Yes, and the point you're making is valid. Kids are vulnerable to being duped, and what the social media does is it gives people shysters with bad, just like you said, the videos, the algorithm kept sending you pro-China videos. It knew you were a young person in America. That's the only profile it needed. And so yes, I'm not for banning books, but I'm for instructing children and banning their access until they are able to handle the stealth duplicity of the minds that, like when we talk about Howard Zinn, perfect case. There needs to be a throttling. I don't know how you do that besides the family and the church. I really don't. Until those institutions become stronger, we will continue to suffer the effects of having those institutions wrecked. I was discouraged at the speaker yesterday. The first idea he had, the first alternative he had was to give kids more things to do. Kids have things to do. The breakdown of the family is what is deteriorating, is causing these young men to be without guidance. And
I don't mean to cut you off, but I got to get to this break.
You can stay on if you want to.
Well,
it's a good conversation.
We got to take this break, and it'll be at the top of the hour. Hang on.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credit for experience beyond for well-qualified customers with tax and $35 device connection charge. Credit ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the LaPorte Earls Coliseum. Browse over 40 hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, swim spas, and saunas from major brands at up to 50% off this weekend at the LaPorte Earls Coliseum. Visit spashow.com or call 1-800-SPA-SALE.
Great news, everybody. Karen is back at Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express, located right there at the intersection of North MacArthur Drive and Bayou Rapides Road. Hungry for breakfast? Karen will hook you up with biscuits, croissants, subs, and all the hot coffee you can handle. Just stop by any weekday morning from 6 a.m. till 9 and get your day started right. It's breakfast just the way you like it. Fresh, hot, and satisfying. Now I'm hungry. At Wilmore's Mobile and Sub Express on MacArthur Drive at Bayou Rapide Road. I have nothing to do. Looking for something to do?
Listen up, Sinlaw.
Make plans now for the Red Wagon 5K and 1 Mile Wagon Pool on Saturday, October 4th at the Louisiana Athletic Club in Pineville. It's a fun-filled day of exercise and activities for the whole family. Check it out online.
Get revved up for the high-octane Classic Meets Modern Car Show on Saturday, October the 11th. Come to Vaughn Chevrolet in LeCount, where old school meets new school, along with music, food, and prizes. It's free, family-friendly fun.
Take a trip back in time at the 5th Annual Southern Forest Heritage Museum Fall Fest in Longleaf. On Saturday the 18th, everyone's invited for live blacksmithing, Model T rides, free museum tours, food and craft vendors, and more.
Have a spooktacular time at the Pineville Family Fall Fest Thursday, October the 23rd at the Ward 9 Sports Complex. It's free. Enjoy a petting zoo, jumpers, hot dogs, and candy for everyone. Starts at 6.
Sounds good.
Sinlaw Broadcasting.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge. Brian Kelly updates the bye week preparation. Mike Triplett talks Saints Giants while our Fantasy Blitz, 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air.
She told me Israel Air. She told me.
She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
So let me follow up what?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, so it's a group of 3 investors that are buying into TikTok, Oracle, a private equity firm, Silver Lake. They'll have about 50% stake in TikTok, those 2 companies, and then a group of existing shareholders, including ByteDance, which is TikTok's Chinese parent, will hold about 30%.
And I want to go back and say there's only so much. I mean, sometimes families can probably do the right things. Look at the Tyler Robinson case, came from a LDS family, traditional values, learned how to properly use a gun, and something happened. And I think the internet is a cesspool for young minds sometimes, but he was a grown adult too.
Yeah.
But who knows what he was growing up on? It looked like he was one of those guys for a decade, over a decade. It's tough.
No simple solutions, that's for sure. So, all right, we'll be back.
You've been listening to Talk Back. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Sinlaw Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A deadly attack in the UK on the highest of Jewish holy days.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Specialist armed police outside the Heaton Park Synagogue in Manchester, moments after gunning down the suspect in a car and stabbing rampage. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he's appalled by the attack, which came on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish calendar.
Additional police assets are being deployed to synagogues across the country.
2 people were killed, 3 are in critical condition. Bomb squads are still investigating whether the suspect was carrying an explosive. Here in the U.S., operations on Capitol Hill are paused for the Jewish holiday on the 2nd day of a government shutdown. But the blame game continues. Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren.
You know how many negotiations there have been? 0. And the Republicans are saying they won't negotiate when there's not a shutdown. They won't negotiate when there is a shutdown.
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
We have 3 months for Congress to do its deliberate work. All we're saying is while that work is done on these and other issues, keep the lights on for the American people.
Both lawmakers on CBS Mornings. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers remain furloughed at New York's LaGuardia Airport last night.
We have 2
CRJs on Mike that collided.
2 Delta regional jets crashed into each other. CBS's Tom Hansen is at the airport.
Well, a total of 93 people were on board both of those flights. That includes our very own CBS News producer, Joey Annunziato. He actually captured video of the aftermath. Now, he described a chaotic scene where people were shouting after the impact and asking each other what exactly happened.
A flight attendant was injured. Sean Combs will be sentenced tomorrow for his conviction on prostitution-related charges. His former stylist, Deontay Nash, who filed a lawsuit last week accusing the rap mogul of physically and sexually abusing him for years, has spoken exclusively with CBS's Jerika Duncan.
So who are we going to tell? Like, who exactly were we going to tell? Who are we going to call? Ghostbusters? Like, there was no one there to save us.
Combs denies Nash's claims. Snapchat will start charging its heaviest users for storage. CBS's Michael Wallace.
You can save photos and videos in Snapchat's Memories feature, which the company says has grown so much it needs to expand its infrastructure. It's storing more than 1 trillion memories. So, in a rare move for a social media platform, starting next fall, Snapchat will charge users with more than 5 gigabytes of memories, the equivalent of thousands of snaps, a monthly fee.
That fee between $2 and $15. Dow futures down 21. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. A student protest at LSU resulted in the arrest of 7 students. It happened at a presidential search committee meeting Wednesday after a student refused to yield when her time for comment expired. When LSU police removed Gabriela Juarez with Students for Democratic Society from the room, several other students shouted at them and some tried to block the police car from driving away with Juarez, who was charged with resisting an officer and interference with educational process. 6 other students were charged with obstruction of highway commerce, among other charges. New Orleans will host the College Football National Championship game again in 2028. Governor Landry says the big game will bring thousands to the city, which serves as the front door to the rest of Louisiana.
New Orleans creates that front door that people come to that says, hey, what is Louisiana all about? They get to walk through this city, and it makes them think the state of Louisiana is an unbelievable place.
LRN.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the Virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Well, good morning. Sunny skies on our Thursday. Should be a nice day if you don't mind the possibility of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance of that. Sunny skies, afternoon highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Tonight, we'll see the overnight lows into partly cloudy skies down to 65. And then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine each day with the afternoon highs near 88. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Here are the facts. The proposal does not provide health care for illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants cannot buy health care under the Affordable Care Act. They cannot receive health care subsidies.
No.
Illegal immigrants are ineligible for Medicare, Medicaid, and the Children's Health Program. The Democratic bill does not make them eligible.
It does, actually, because what it does is it unwinds the changes that Republicans put into the big, beautiful bill, the big signature legislation that we passed and signed into law on July 4th. That has been very successful in shoring up Medicaid for the people who are actually eligible to receive it. What we did in the bill, and the CBO just verified this 3 weeks ago, the Congressional Budget Office, the nonpartisan arbiters of everything up here, they said that those provisions have helped to reduce premiums. Why? Because we got ineligible recipients off of Medicaid, illegal aliens, and able-bodied young men who are riding the wagon who are not eligible to be there. Medicaid is intended for specific populations of U.S. citizens. That is young, pregnant women who are down on their luck, the disabled and the elderly. Those resources are being drained from those folks, and so we fixed that. We reduced fraud, waste, and abuse in the program. Chuck Schumer's counterproposal on the CR would reverse that. That is a simple fact.
The CBO did not say that about illegal immigrants. You've made your point right there.
All right. George Stephanopoulos, former Clinton administration person who now poses as a journalist on ABC, trying to lecture Mike Johnson there, and Johnson pushing back. Welcome back, everyone, for hour number 2 of Talkback. So we're in a government shutdown, and of course, rhetoric is flying from both sides. Democrats accusing the Republicans of trying to take away health care from people. Republicans are saying the only health care they're taking away will be from illegal aliens. That's something the Democrats still want to have. Yada, yada, yada. But here we are in a government shutdown, as they call it, where non-essential workers are not working.
I'm trying to keep up with this story, and there's a lot of different facets about it. But going to the main talking point, giving health care to illegal immigrants and not giving it to illegal immigrants is simplified in a way, too, and very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see how one side, how they say it, the other side says it, and they're all giving answers. We have the smartest elected officials on both sides and the smartest political talking heads and all these different numbers out, but we can't point concretely to that answer. Like, I've gone back and forth, like, are we giving it to illegal aliens or not? Like, it's just, there's no clear-cut answer. I think the clearest cut answer is maybe states could take some of those federal Medicaid dollars and they could decide to give it to illegal aliens. Possibly. It's
exactly
fungible,
what it is.
right? That's what J.D. Vance is saying.
Yep. I saw the same post. Yeah. So that's what he's saying. It's kind of like Vance said, it's like you give a mobster $100 and he promises he's not going to use it to buy a gun to commit a crime. But he takes the $100 you give him, he buys food, then takes the money he would have spent on food and uses that money to buy the gun instead.
I think for the Democrats to do it solely on that is not a good political move, and they know that.
Yeah.
I think they got caught into that fight, and they got caught into that argument.
Yeah.
And it became about that. They're claiming it's about making sure those subsidies for the ACA stay in place to where these premiums won't skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think politically, it's like, look, our hands are tied. We don't want to shut down the government. We'll let it keep funding. And if your premiums go up, it's Republicans' fault.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. And I'm not that smart. Maybe there's more to it than that. But I just don't understand the fight. Another thing, the government shutdowns are a very American unique situation, unique for America.
Mm-hmm. True.
Maybe we should, like I said, I'm not that smart. Maybe there should be some mechanism in place. So maybe like was it Australia, they'll fund, or Germany funds it for 1/12 of the budget per month until you can find out, or the budget stays the same until you can come up with a new one, or you have an election. I know they have a different government structure, but I don't know why we have to use like the American people as some sort of political football. At the end of all this, it doesn't affect them. Yeah. It's like brother and sister fighting with each other about, we're trying to do this and we're trying to do that. And then at the end of the day, the government shuts down. So they're not doing their job. And then the president back in 2013 says, if the government shuts down, I blame it all on the president. He's the leader. He's the one supposed to do it. And you can play that sound too.
Yeah.
but not now. It's the radical Democrats, and we're seeing it on government websites. Literally, they'll say, this website is not being maintained because of radical left Democrats wanting to fund illegal alien health care. It's insane. And it's weird that Mike Johnson wants to bring up the CBO and its numbers whenever literally 2 or 3 months ago, if I recall correctly, the CBO was a left wing. We can't trust those numbers. And I'll find out what the specific incident was. I think it was spending with the one big beautiful bill.
Yeah.
But we didn't trust the CBO a couple months ago. So they're all just doing everything that's politically advantageous for them. We know that's how it's always been. And we're all just sitting here and watching almost a clown show, in my opinion.
What bothers me about when we have these shutdowns, I mean, the shutdowns don't bother me really.
Yeah.
How much does it affect me? Not that much. But here's what I feel bad for. And this is an insane part of it, that our military, our air traffic controllers, and even people that work for TSA still have to show up to work. They just don't get paid. Now, once it's settled, they get the back pay. But these aren't, I guarantee you, most people in this category, they go a week or so without a paycheck. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people in this category, in this camp, that live paycheck to paycheck. But here's who still does get paid. The people in Congress. There needs to be a bill yesterday passed that says, in the event there's a government shutdown, people that are considered essential workers continue to get paid, specifically and including military, air traffic controllers, security people at airports, and who doesn't get paid? The Congress people, senators and representatives don't get paid. That should be like a no-brainer. But
if we want to run government like a business like we want, and it just shuts down, you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
If I'm a CEO of a business or a leader of a business and it shuts down, I'm probably going to get in trouble.
And that term, non-essential worker. So let's take Cenla Broadcasting. How many people in this building would you consider as non-essential workers?
Besides you. I know, yeah. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if they're non-essential, they're not going to have them, because why would you spend money on something you don't need?
Maybe for a quality of life, or I don't know, maybe like, what does the government do? They do everything now, so I'm kind of confused. So like maybe we could, a call taker can...
Trump has indicated that they may, because of this, be able to slash a lot of those jobs.
Looks like that's the plan.
That he wasn't able to get rid of because courts stepping in and things like that. But this might be playing right into his hands.
Well, I guess it comes down to, can he legally do it? And there's been discussions about that.
Yeah.
Out of my expertise and most people's. Like, this is what makes this so confusing and so ridiculous, is we're just never getting clear answers because politics muddies everything. But that's nothing new, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, 318-442-8255 is the number on the BOM Bank talk line. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Well, there's something about this government shutdown I noticed. Y'all see what gold is doing?
Have not. Is it going up?
It's going up a lot. It hit new highs every day, and that's a bad omen. And it's an omen because the government's spending. Both sides are not talking about cutting spending. They're just arguing about where they're going to spend the money or the current currency.
Yeah, gold is up 17.70.
Well, anyway,
just this morning. I'm looking at.
Well, it's a really, really bad omen for the American people. Everybody's getting distracted by this government shutdown. I've been watching the price of gold, because gold is money. It's the only thing that's money. Everything else is currency, and this is not going to end well.
Yeah, I hear you.
What happened with the last, wasn't it like 2012, 2013 under Obama, when the government shut down for like 17 days? What were the ramifications of that? Like, I just don't.
But I want to talk to you about these cell phones. Google has a new AI software out to help control your house. I was thinking that we're going to have AI controlling people's phones. Communication, to block communication of pictures or people or stuff like that. Because Google has this new home AI to monitor. They can monitor whether your kids are on the phone or computer or whether they're asleep.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to me, AI is just, while I can see usefulness in a lot of areas, I have a lot of concerns about it in many other areas.
As a fellow human myself, only humans would be dumb enough to create something that could absolutely destroy them or make them irrelevant. That would be the ultimate ironic ending to our species.
Maybe that wouldn't be a bad thing. But look, you know what? I am absolutely shocked. I'm shocked at the amount of people who want to smuggle drugs into Oakdale Federal Prison.
Or
that is
Pollock.
so crazy.
Yeah. Remember the Pollock arrest they just had like a month ago?
They've had a couple.
Yeah. Where the one guy had to take off his shirt and he was wearing a Batman shirt underneath.
And there's been some since
They were
then.
like trying to drone stuff in over the wall.
It's unbelievable.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's like, and you know, Sheriff McCain told us it's probably a lot of these were younger guys that were forced to do this by the cartels or whatever, and you know, they're not the ultimate link to what's going on. They're kind of like human drones.
Wasn't it like $100,000+ of cell phones trying to be smuggled in?
Yeah.
How in the world?
I know.
That's what I'm saying. We see all these stories of these criminals with these very elaborate plans or brazen plans. I don't know how people come up with it, or just like, man, I'm gonna do something like this today.
Yeah.
I guess, like you said, they're being pressured into it.
The way the minds work to create evil schemes, it's pretty fascinating. Just imagine if they turn around and use that for good.
Be a good capitalist.
Yeah, but they won't make money from that. So, crime ultimately doesn't pay.
Do the crime, you gotta do the time.
That's it.
Yeah, I was reading this article the other day. It was on Drudge, and it was 2 longtime scientists in the AI field for like 30 years. They've been there from the beginning, and they're like warning countries, going to each country, stop. We got to stop because it's going to destroy us.
Wow.
And I don't know. I use it a lot to help me search for facts, alleged facts, not with like politics or anything, but just like, you know, I was looking up how the cell works the other day. It's really helpful sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I can see where it can be helpful, but if we don't get control of it, it could end up controlling us.
Probably already is.
Maybe so. Maybe Stephen and I aren't really here. Maybe we're really just AI.
I mean, we have AI voices already all the time.
Yep.
Oh, well, it was nice while it lasted, I guess. Al and I, in our previous job when we were in front of a camera, there was this news story that we were just laughing about on the news one time about AI anchors or the future. And we were laughing. That was, 12 years ago?
If that even.
It's pretty realistic now if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And they don't need health insurance. So you don't have to worry about aliens getting health insurance or Americans getting Medicaid. I mean, at that point in time, you can just have AI. You ain't got to pay them. That Taco Bell order, AI, you ain't got to pay him health insurance or nothing.
And they get it right more than when humans do it.
That's right.
Because they actually pay attention.
So all these arguments we're having, we're going to need health insurance. We're not going to need jobs, nothing. All these Republicans, Democrats. It's going to be Skynet versus the other AI computer party.
The worst thing of AI is that in most fonts that you read in text online, the small I isn't like the little line with the dot over it. It looks more like an L. So I'm always reading this article talking about Al.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like no difference.
That happened to me the other day because it was AI. I was like, what does Al do? We're going to have to change your name back to Alan.
I know.
And there's also internet newsies from across, I guess, the area and country that love to use AI, and sometimes you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, we need to take a break. We'll come back with your calls right after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with The Clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry, with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Bolton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Is your website accessible to everyone? If it's not WCAG compliant, you could be excluding customers and opening yourself up to lawsuits. At Kinetics, we build and optimize websites that meet WCAG accessibility standards, helping you serve more people, convert more customers, and stay compliant with ADA guidelines. Don't risk it. Get your free website accessibility assessment today at kinetics.solutions. That's kinetics.solutions. Kinetics, where smart marketing works.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
It's Talkback 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back. Let's go to the phones. Thanks for waiting. You're on Talkback.
Good morning, guys. This is Brendan Dubrock.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Morning.
Oh, I'm doing fine. I was just listening in this morning, and, I actually have an interesting case with AI. My son was subcontracted to another company at Procter & Gamble, and it was announced that their department was going to be laid off due to AI. Mm-hmm. So they actually were in I guess some boxes were getting damaged. They would empty the boxes so the soaps and different things could go back in line to be repackaged. Mm-hmm. And a lot of they brought their people into a conference and said that they're going to be replaced by AI technology that's going to empty those boxes for them. And so my son, of course, he's young, he's 20, he doesn't have family or kids, but he came home pretty distraught and upset because he was telling us that some of the older gentlemen and older ladies were like, what are we going to do? Because we have families and kids. And he was like, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have that responsibility. And he felt bad for those people because they had, houses and mortgages. So that's concerning with what technology is leaning, towards in the future. So I want to encourage people to, try to get your kids to go into a trade, with plumbing and electricians and stuff like that, because we just don't know where the future is what's going to entail. Are we advancing so much as a human race that we're going to hurt ourselves? So and I've seen it personally with my son. So it's kind of shocking that this is taking place. We're seeing, they want to call it progress. However, sometimes progress is not necessarily beneficial for us as humans when it entails AI.
Yeah. No, there is going to be a lot of fallout for sure. And I think your advice for young people is pretty wise to go into trades, but you definitely have to have a work ethic to do that too.
That you do. There's always a shortage for plumbers and AC repairmen and electricians especially. We need college is not for everybody, but we need to start considering those trade jobs are pretty protected. But you guys have a good day. I'm gonna hang up to the show.
Call me crazy, but we're already seeing the people are working at getting robots. We've already seen Musk try this. Who knows if those will even be safe in the future? Call me crazy.
No, yeah. I know the Hollywood actors right now are in an uproar because of a lot of their movies. Mm-hmm. They use the actors with AI background, but now they're even considering using the quote unquote actors as just AI. It's completely going to be computerized movies.
I seem to even talk about using construction workers, like road construction, when they have the ability to do it with AI and artificial intelligence and unmanned or drone type style work that in that way, or more dangerous jobs like that.
Yeah, it's it's kind of like you look back at the old Terminator movies in the 80s. I know, Stephen, you weren't born then, but
but that's why I said Skynet earlier.
Oh yeah, I'm picking with you, but it's a weird time that we're living in. Maybe we as humans are just trying to advance so fast that we're not considering the repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's very alarming to me. But we have to live our lives, we can't just live in fear. So we just keep on going.
They were freaking out when we had the printing press. This is the next thing.
That's true. The people freaked out when we had the cars. Whenever, so it's definitely progress. It reminds me of the carousel progress at Disney World. If nobody's been on that attraction, but who knows what the future entails.
Imagine how radical it was when TVs started popping up in homes, even the radio. Like just the radio. There was nothing even remotely close to that before.
Right.
Yeah, imagine that people thought that was the end of what we knew.
Yeah, we had denominations, that would be like, oh, no TVs in your house, so,
Now you got one during the service.
Now you have one during the service, that's right. Everybody's live streamed, and so, it's just, we just have to advance with it and live our lives. My cousin farms. He has, 2,800 tillable. And I was showing him the drones that spray their crops.
Yep.
And he goes, yeah, we used it. I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, but however, on a windy day at certain knots, he goes, you cannot fly those drones to spray your crops. So, but they're, because it was, that chemical does drift.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you have to be able to fly on non-windy days. He goes, it's very complex. He goes, it's beyond my scope. But they've actually used them and said it saved them money and time. The guy showed up with these sprayers to spray their soybeans. But in essence, the windy days, made them had to shut down. Whereas a tractor, they can still keep on rolling.
Wow.
So it's there's a lot of advancements.
Yeah, you won't see those little planes spraying the fields. I love watching those pilots, by the way, the sprayers.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Yeah.
They just look like they're having so much fun.
Like a crop duster?
Yeah.
Crop duster, yeah. But he said it does save money on cost because they're very precise.
Yeah.
Where, they're flying at a certain level, certain height, and then they calculate the wind and the drift and the usage, and it's all computerized. I know their tractors right now, all they have to do is make the turn, and then the tractor lines itself back up, and then you can sit back and be on your phone.
Yep.
So it's, farming has definitely changed.
Yeah.
And the combines he says he has now, they have very little waste grain that actually stays on the ground after a combine goes through. So, it's just an advancement in technology. There's goods and there's going to be bads.
Yep, exactly. So, same with the medical field too.
I've seen both. Yeah, I've seen both. With my son, and he actually changed jobs because of it, and he was giving up his hours to those guys that had families. So he changed jobs, and then, but then the farming aspect is going to be a give take,
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. All right, thanks, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, guys, have a blessed day.
Hey, you too.
Thanks, you too. We'll be right back.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Rivian has narrowed its annual delivery guidance toward the lower end of its prior range. It's the latest pullback as the electric vehicle maker deals with the loss of consumer incentives in the U.S. Apple is hitting the pause button on a planned overhaul to its Vision Pro headset. Sources tell Bloomberg that instead the company will move staff from that project over to developing smart glasses. Bloomberg has learned that Apple is working on two versions. The first one would pair with an iPhone and lack its own display. Another version would have a display, something that could challenge the just-released Meta Ray-Ban display. And Microsoft is making a move in a bid to better compete against OpenAI's ChatGPT. The company announced a higher price tier of Microsoft 365 that will include an integrated chatbot and AI features. And for now, investors see limited risk from the political impasse in Washington, which has triggered the first government shutdown in nearly 5 years. Futures are mixed. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, y'all, hit the road and find a festival near you. September 30th through October 4th, Beauregard Parish Fair in DeRidder. October 1st through 5th, Tangipahoa Parish Fair in Amite. October 3rd through 5th, KBON 101.1 Music Festival in Rain and the Festival of Old Times in Raceland. October 4th, Bayou to Arvin Folk Festival in Farmerville. October 4th through October 5th, German Fest in Rain. Visit festivals.explorelouisiana.com and make your plans to laissez les bon temps relais.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum. Even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial. All with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
So good morning, sunny skies on our Thursday. Should be a nice day if you don't mind the possibility of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance of that. Sunny skies, afternoon highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Tonight, we'll see the overnight lows in the partly cloudy skies down to 65. And then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sunshine each day with the afternoon highs near 88. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part of the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
Hey, well,
AI wouldn't have done that.
I was trying to play a soundbite. Everything is up like it should be. Why is it not playing? What is going on?
So that's the human error we've been concerned about. And why you're going to get replaced.
I guess. I mean, I have everything on the way I normally have it on.
But you should be good whenever you apply to jobs in the future because when you write down AL, they're going to think it says AI.
Right?
And you'll be good to go.
Yeah, so I was trying to play this soundbite with James Fishback, who is the CEO of Invest Azariah. Is that the name of it? Azariah. And he was on Newsmax talking about how the federal government budget is 54% higher today than it was right before COVID in 2019.
Isn't spending up to the past couple of months?
It may be.
Yeah.
But he asked the question, is your life 54% better? Are government services 54% better than they were during COVID? He said we have too many bureaucrats, too much spending, too much pointless anti-growth regulation. Doge the entire system. Let's do round 2 of Doge immediately.
What did Doge? I'm still curious to see what all Doge did.
Yeah. I feel like in some ways Doge, it's kind of rearranged the decks on the chairs on the deck of the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when you're hearing like, oh, they cut billions, that's just a trifle.
And we're sending what, $50 billion to Argentina?
Are we?
Or is it 20?
For what?
To prop up their government.
Oh.
I can give you the anti-talking point.
I'm sure if we look at governments around the world,
Which I'm sure it's not unusual that we would do that, but, the president over there has been an ally of the current administration in America.
Yeah.
And then there's issues, too. We saw that the soybean production, how Argentina might be helping out China with that. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so much news going on.
Oh, it's
like there's only so much you can know about.
Yeah.
And you can attest to this too. When you work in news in a local market, you're focused on that, and then you forget about the other stuff going on too. Like if I'm really good at my job here, I'm way behind on what's happening in the country.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It's tough.
That is very true. Hey, let's go back to the phone calls. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I like the last caller kind of talking about AI. I guess the scary part about it is just the unknown. But, I mean, that's just kind of what goes with capitalism and innovation. I forget which country it was, but I read a thing. It was I think it was Milton Friedman, but it was, I think, a South American country, years ago. And the president of one of the countries was like, it's all about jobs. It's all about jobs. And his workers were building a canal and they were using shovels. And Milton Friedman was talking to him like, why aren't you using like an excavator or backhoes, to be quicker and more efficient? And he was like, it's all about jobs. It's all about jobs. And then pretty much the response from Milton Friedman was, well, why don't you start using spoons to dig? And so, I mean, that's kind of where it is. It's about efficiency.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And, there's definitely going to be some rearranging for people and jobs they're going to have to shift. But hopefully, when things are more efficient, prices would balance. But, I mean, it is scary. But I don't know. I just thought about that, what I read years ago, and I was like, it might apply with AI, on certain things.
Oh, yeah. And I think the thing different with this, which takes it into a new realm, is just not making it more efficient with with a better backhoe or a better machine at doing something. We are creating something that can almost literally think for itself and outsmart us. And I think that's where the concern comes in.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I mean, I think it just depends kind of on what sector and stuff that it's used on, in. Because like even he was talking about like drones spraying fields or ponds or whatever else, but you still, I guess it eventually could get to where, it's doing it itself. But as of now, you still have to have the drone operator to do it.
True.
Or, I don't know.
For now.
For now, that's right. Or then like the big thing would be like, the truck drivers, like self-automated trucking and all that. That's kind of crazy, like 18-wheelers, and they could just get to where they needed to go. But I don't know. It's definitely it's crazy, just the unknowns about it. But
I don't think we're far away where none of us will be driving a vehicle. I don't think that's too far in the future.
That's right. It'll be probably in the future, like people who drive vehicles, it's like people riding a horse, like to get somewhere. So we all have a good day.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. We'll take another break.
KSYL.
The Rapides Parish Fair is back, and your discount ride tickets will soon be on sale. Starting Thursday morning, October 2nd at 11. Come get them at Cenla Broadcasting on Texas Avenue. Just bring $30, cash, credit, debit card, or Apple Pay to the drive-thru and get a full sheet. 50 tickets for the Mighty Thomas Carnival. That's more than half off the single ticket price. And they'll be on sale till Thursday, October 9th at 5 p.m. Don't miss out. Save big at this year's fair. Just look for the big red and white radio tower on Texas Avenue near Jackson Street.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-260-1679. 800-260-1679. Again, that's 800-260-1679.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing in Baton Rouge. Brian Kelly updates the bye week preparation. Mike Triplett talks Saints Giants. We'll have our Fantasy Blitz, 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK back.
The president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer. I saw recently. You said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful to post pictures of Leader Jeffries and sombrero if you're trying to have good talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the president of the United States about that.
Well, all right, welcome back, everyone. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you here on your Thursday morning. That was Vice President J.D. Vance. They had him during the press briefing yesterday with Carolyn Levitt. And I'll tell you what, J.D. he's a sharp cookie. I like listening to him talk.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah,
Steven's not a fan of the sombrero memes.
No, I mean, I'm not losing sleep over it. I think it's just, I wouldn't want that as the adults in the room to act like that. I don't think you would do that if you're having a negotiation with your folks. So we normalize this kind of ridiculous behavior. Meanwhile, people are could be out of a job and this and that. It's just kind of silly.
So it's the absurd engaging with the absurd is how I look at it.
Yeah, there's both sides now. Democrats are trying to dig in with this as well, and you see Newsom trying to do the same thing as more of he was trying to do it as satire at first, and now he's making the videos too. I don't know, it's just kind of...
He's not as good at it.
It's just getting old. It's just, I think we need to move past this, but that's just my opinion.
It's funny.
We need adults in the room. There's a reason why we've always had adults in the room, and when we don't, it's not good for society.
It's like Bill Murray said to his girlfriend when she was leaving, when she said it's just not cute anymore. He said, it's a little cute. It's a little funny, Stephen. You can smile.
No, I didn't say sometimes things aren't funny. I just don't know if the leaders of our world should be doing it. I just couldn't imagine. Could you imagine Ronald Reagan doing it?
No, but he had definitely some classic
He was witty. He wasn't putting sombreros... I hate to be that guy. It's just kind of, It's
like Harry Carey said,
I don't want to go far
who's the kid in the giant
I don't want to go as far as
sombrero?
saying coded racism or anything, but it's just kind of ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that's all it is now. American politics is the show. It's our favorite entertainment now.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's the best place to go. Do you think it's great? Do you think it's making our world a better place? And I think it's kind of funny that all these Republicans who were in a different time of politics, they just kind of have to go along with it now because that's the way the party's going.
That's true.
Like I said, I'm not losing sleep over it. I ain't gonna fight y'all over it. If you want to fight, you can fight with your brick wall. Look in the mirror and talk to yourself. I'm not in the mood today. I just don't think it's becoming. Both sides.
Oh, we have the both sides argument.
What are you talking? No, I'm saying both sides. I mean, we admit the Republicans do this. Their MO, right?
Right.
I'm just saying Democrats are kind of doing it as well now. So.
But not very well.
Well, yeah, you don't like them. I'm sure the base thinks it's funny.
I haven't seen anything funny from them.
Newsom's had some funny things. Some of his tweets, I thought, you hate Newsom, dude. So, I mean, at least I can admit some of the Trump things are kind of funny. I don't think it's good for our society, but it is what it is.
All right, we got some calls coming in. I want to take those. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
I think Steven said it perfect. It's a show. Politics is a show.
Yep.
And Trump is a showman.
Yep.
He doesn't really care what you think about him. He's going to do what he does, and he's very good at negotiations and getting what he wants. And from what I've heard, there he gets a little extra leverage to squash programs when we have a government shutdown. So if he goes and squashes some programs and really pisses off some Democrats, maybe they'll think again about shutting the government down over stupidity. I mean, at this point, from everything Mike Johnson has told us, the CR that they put forth is just a continuation of what's already on the books. Let's get 3 more months down the road, and then we'll fight the fight again. But the Democrats are like, no, we want to spend more money. So how is that not ignorance? You have the opportunity, but you're playing politics with people's jobs. It doesn't hurt me because I don't get paid by the government. I don't get a single dollar from the government. But, you know, I hate it for those families who will have a break in their paychecks. They will get back pay, but they do have a break in their paychecks.
Yeah. I agree.
But they got to remember they get back pay. It ain't like you're in the free market, and when you lose a job, you lose a job. These people will get their money back, generally with some interest, which, you know, that's not really right to us, but it works out good for them.
I think we're all playing into their little game too. It's like this who did what, the blame game of which party did it to shut down the government. It's just all feeding into it, and it's just kind of ridiculous.
And both parties are completely guilty, but they also gotta own up to what they're doing. Like, it's not that hard to come up with an agreement. Just quit being sticks in the mud and decide that you're actually going to do something for the people of the country and not yourself.
See,
Why do they
compromise?
My whole thing is they've already made this absurd where I don't take it seriously at all now because look at the level of spending and the amount of national debt they've created. You expect me to look at any of these people and take them seriously? I don't take any of their words seriously.
Including Trump, right, when spending it up, right?
Yeah, I mean, his spending has been off the chain too. So the whole thing is just an utter joke.
I'm just saying, we're trading the swamp for the marsh. I mean, it's just kind of...
I mean, there definitely are improvements under Trump. No question about it. The border's more secure.
I'm not trying to be rude, but like, what has significantly changed your life in the past 6 months?
I mean, that has significantly changed my life. Probably
because I think he got in office because he's supposed to lower grocery prices. We're supposed to have a better economy. And I agree that takes time. I just think we're all waiting for that. We vote with our purse.
I think he got in office because the person running against him was a complete buffoon who couldn't put a sentence together. And he wasn't elected to get that spot she was nominated. Let me say that differently. She was just placed there. Nobody elected Kamala Harris to be their nominee.
Yeah, and
Kamala
we can
Harris
talk about that. I agree.
I
think he just had a better economic message. That's why he won.
Oh, 100%.
Because
100%.
What was her
a
message the whole
businessman.
time? This is what irritates me with the other party, the Democrats. Is she talked about tax deductions for businesses. She's like, we'll give you credits for a down payment, and then all these tax incentives that no one knows what you're talking about. Just talk to them like a normal person. We're going to make sure you lower your...
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Why is Mondami winning the New York mayor's race? Because he talks about affordability. Whether you think it's going to work or not, whether you call it socialism or not, the American consumer is worried about Who's giving them the message of we're going to lower your grocery prices, we're going to let you have that American dream, we're going to live your life? He's going out there and saying, I can make your falafel cheaper, your hot dogs cheaper. He's going on the street talking about it. We can make your rent cheaper. That's all it takes. And Democrats talked about convoluted tax systems with Kamala being the nominee. And Trump's like, I'll lower your egg prices. Done.
Yeah, but
I'll
it's a
stop
lie.
war.
They're not
Done.
gonna make your falafel cheaper.
Right.
That's a lie.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the
tax you
messaging.
more.
I'm talking about the messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a messaging of it's a message of a lie. There's no truth behind it. You can't. The government's not going to lower the cost of things. Every time the government gets their hands in it, the costs go up.
Yep.
And that's proven every single time. They screw everything up. Look at our healthcare system.
Yep.
Get the government's hands out of things, and costs go down.
100%.
I just think we're waiting for that.
Yeah.
But I think it
I'm
takes
sorry?
time. No, I said I think we're all just waiting for that, but it takes time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a slow process. It's like turning a cruise ship. It don't turn on a dime, or it might turn very sharp, but it takes a long time.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of it
thank you,
too
guys.
is like bringing prices down. When inflation goes up, do we really ever see prices just go down?
Not so much.
You
Not
know,
so much.
we just need our wages to go up.
Yeah. Which doesn't usually happen. All right, let's take another call before the break. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Yeah, talking about inflation, when I was a first lieutenant in 1972, I was making about $600 a month, and that was more than enough to live on as long as we were cautious with our spending and credit. But the last caller mentioned that the people that are furloughed, I guess, are still going to get paid.
One day.
Well, and then, so what good is the shutdown? It's not helping any with the budget issue of overspending.
Yeah. No, it's just political theater. Again.
By the way, if I understood correctly on Facebook, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, basically said that we have to have carbon sequestration so we can sell petroleum products, fuel, to the Europeans who have to have carbon sequestration or they won't buy from us. They'll buy from the Ruskies, who apparently don't give a rat's rear end about carbon sequestration.
That's it in a nutshell, and won't happen unless there are the government subsidies.
Yeah, well, I assume it's going to go through, but apparently it's not going to go through with the enthusiasm of the people.
Yeah. Well, he was giving mixed messages on it. He goes, I'm listening to both sides, but then he kind of insinuated when he was talking with us that we need to be energy dominant, and this could be a way that could possibly help us be that, and to sell to other markets.
Yes, sell to other markets, but they're going to limit. We have to have carbon sequestration, or they won't buy from us.
Yes.
Or where are they going to get their fuel from?
Exactly.
Russia?
Yes.
You know, give me a break.
Yes, sir. All right, thanks. Speaking of breaks, we need to take one.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
All of us have that one friend who can just light up the room with a smile. And sadly, how many of us are just a little bit envious of that friend? Well, here's the good news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver that beautiful beaming smile. Over the years, hundreds of hopeful patients have visited and been completely satisfied. They've made getting dental implants an amazingly simple, low-anxiety procedure, one that's affordable for anyone's budget. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you feel comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled, certified nurse anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Isn't it your turn to light up that room? Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Gauthier. That's 448-4540.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
It's Talkback 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Hi, this is Taco Bell. How can I take your order?
Donald, cut it out. It's me. You've got to take down that sombrero meme. It's embarrassing me.
Embarrassing? The sombrero makes Hakeem look better than ever.
Donald, this is serious.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll take it down if you reopen the government.
Look, I need these illegals to have health care so I can keep eating Taco Bell without feeling guilty.
There it is. You care more about illegals than you do our own citizens. You're cooking Americans the same way you cook your hamburgers. Raw, careless, and making everybody sick.
I'm begging you, Mr.
Why am I listening to this?
I just brought it full circle. We were talking about the shutdown, and we were talking about AI. And that was somebody made an AI video of President Trump and Chuck Schumer. This is the world we're in now.
Yeah. It's what people voted for.
Are you not entertained?
No, not anymore.
No?
Not really. It's not my cup of tea.
No.
I'm just a sensitive little snowflake.
Trump didn't make that. Some other guy made it.
Yeah. Okay. It was something. Chuck Schumer's in a political fight, too.
30 years ago, we would have had political cartoons lampooning this situation.
Hey, that's very true.
Or we would have had skits on SNL that were actually funny. But now, people are doing it themselves on outlets like Twitter.
I think it's just because we're seeing the actual leaders post and make them as well. It's a little different.
It does. Hey, let's get one last call on. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning. I've heard two people call and ask why we're having a shutdown. It's not going to do anything. Isn't it one side wants to hold spending and one side wants to spend $1.5 trillion more? So it seems like it is overspending, isn't it?
In theory, but it's
for certain things.
I was going to say, it depends whose spending you're talking about. On both sides, it's ridiculous how much money we're spending. Let's be real.
Well, you're right about that, but doesn't one side want to spend a lot more?
I don't know. The debt keeps going up under both parties.
You don't know?
No, you tell me. You tell me.
Well, you don't know what the shutdown's about?
It's about politics, like it always is.
But isn't it about spending? One side wants to spend. If they didn't want to spend more, well, if they didn't want to spend more, wouldn't we not be having the shutdown?
It's more about what they want to spend it on.
So then it doesn't matter how much we're spending.
Of course it does. My point is, we keep hearing this talk, and yet the spending just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and we'll keep going up, and we're out of time for today.
I'll get you we'll get you some memes made of each other.
You and me?
And we'll just make fun of each other every day.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm down.
And we can come up with nicknames for all of our callers.
I'm going to get you a sombrero.
We'll have nicknames for all of our callers.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of